Look, I probably shouldn't be teaching you this, but these are manipulation tactics that make you feel like you made the decision to buy all by yourself. I work directly with some of the world's biggest brands, and I can tell you firsthand that it's not just these underhanded brands that use these methods, it's also some of your favorite brands. And therefore, in order to not burn any bridges, I will not be naming any specific examples. I'll just show you how they work. Do with this information as you will. If you've ever wondered, how do people ever join cults? How do people believe in ludicrous conspiracy theories? It's by connecting a loosely related dots. So if we take a look at Charles Manson, for instance, the infamous cult leader who, by the way, never killed anyone himself. He had his followers kill 7 people, but I assure you that his first instruction wasn't to kill those people, because that would have been instantly rejected. He started off with other statements that are agreeable to his target audience. He told them, "Do you feel rejected by society?" Okay, that's something that a lot of people can relate to. He said society is fake and corrupt. Again, easy to agree with. He said nature is more honest than society. It's getting a bit philosophical, but as you can imagine, people in the 60s, 70s, they ate that up. And he said rules are made by corrupt people. That's often true. Then he told them your old identity has been programmed by these corrupt people. Partially true. Then he said I can help you become free. So now he's laid out all these relatable problems and positioned himself as the solution. Then he tells them freedom is to let go of guilt, to let go of ego, and to let go of social conditioning. So now he's starting to remove what's generally agreed as evil or good. Then he tells them, if you truly want to be free, then you do not question what I ask you. And if you do question what I ask you, that means your old programming is still there. So at this point, he's offering them an ultimatum that positions him as the only way to freedom from the state they're in. So over time, you can see how something unpalatable becomes desirable. Now, how can this example from this one lunatic be applied to advertising? You start with things they already believe in. Perhaps it's a small truth or obvious truths that maybe don't get voiced enough. Then slowly connect the dots into beliefs that you want them to have. Here's an example that feels closer to home when it comes to advertising. So let's say the final dot that I wish to connect is your mattress is stealing your dream life. Sounds ridiculous on the surface, but let's see if I can get you there. Sleep affects your energy. Your energy affects your focus and decisions. Your decisions affect your work. Your work affects your income, your relationships, and your health. So sleep affects the quality of your life. Now, what controls your sleep every night? It's your mattress. If your focus gets worse, your decisions get weaker, your life starts moving below its potential. So night after night, your mattress is stealing the life you could have had. Do you see how that works and how it almost sounds logical? Every dot has some truth in it. Sleep does affect your energy. Energy does affect your focus. And focus can affect your decisions. There's no manipulation there. The manipulation is how sneakily these dots are connected together. Now, all of a sudden, your mattress is the cause to your unfulfilled potential. So a regular ad will say, this mattress will help you sleep better, whilst these darker ads might say, your life is falling apart because you're sleeping on the wrong mattress. It's sometimes referred to as a yes ladder, but a darker version of it. So it's known that when people say yes several times in a row, it becomes more difficult to say no. So, relatable issue? Yes. True statement? Yes. Therefore, my product? I guess that makes sense, yeah. For a lot of people, appearing as a good person is super important. It's part of their identity. They share things on social media to demonstrate this to others, and many brands know this. So instead of selling the product as useful, beautiful, convenient, healthy, they sell it as morally correct. Buying the product becomes proof that you care. Therefore, not buying the product means you're part of the problem. Of course, that's not to say that if a company has better labor practices or a real environmental benefit that they can't speak about it. It turns dark when the brand uses the customer's moral identity as a weapon against them. They tell them, if you buy from us, you're conscious. If you don't buy from us, you're ignorant. If you use our product, you care. If you keep using what you're currently using, you're contributing to the harm in this world. It's essentially just pure pressure. And it works because people hate feeling like the bad guy. No one wants to feel like they're unethical or selfish or careless. You don't want to buy this reusable bottle? You must really not care about the planet. You're not buying ethical skincare, I guess you support cruelty. Remember, the best manipulation works when it includes a little bit of truth. So a good ad might say, here's the positive impact you can have by using our product. A dark ad might say, if you don't use our product, what does that say about you? That small difference now makes it an accusation. This one is everywhere. Instead of selling you the product directly, they make you feel like you're below the status quo. The message is, everyone is already doing this. Your peers, your competitors, your industry. In fact, we can't believe that you're not. That's status anxiety. You feel like by ignoring this, you will only fall further behind. You see this in tech, luxury, fitness. You probably heard some variation of these following lines. Top founders are already using this. High-performing teams don't work like that anymore. Are you still making content the old way? To demonstrate this point more clearly, a regular ad essentially tells you, hey, what you're doing now is fine, it's normal. But would you like to be great? A darker ad will tell you, you're not even at the normal level yet if you're not using this. It's within our human nature to feel like we need to feel important, or we need to feel like we're not left behind. We feel like we're constantly judged for our clothing, our homes, our bodies, our cars. And I'm not telling you this from a superior place. Look at me. I work out because I want to show that I'm disciplined. I wear a blank t-shirt to show I'm not superficial. I'm filming at our studio instead of just at home to show I'm legit. Look at this unnecessary angle, this elaborate lighting, to show that I'm high production value. The point is, the last thing we want is to feel like we're falling behind and that we're seen as less than others. That's what these ads do. They shame you for being where you're at and they offer you a chance to catch up. Fake, real scarcity? What could that mean? Is it just like fake scarcity? Not quite. So we have a radar within us where when we see smaller brands and they have something like limited time offer or only 50 spots left, we go, yeah, right. But then there's times where we might receive an email with a summer sale and we rush to get it out of fear that it might sell out. Obviously, we don't believe the first one and we believe the other. I've seen offers on pages with some kind of timer that's gonna run out and I've considered it, but then decided not to do it. And then at a later stage, I check back on the page and the timer is still there and that offer is still there. That's just fake scarcity, which is different to fake real scarcity. Typically, scarcity comes from a variety of things. It might be that they're updating stock or that there's a limit in production and things like that. So how is it possible to fake this kind of scarcity? So they don't. The truth is that they have no limit in production, especially for digital products, right? But they will treat it as such. So instead of making an unlimited amount of items to buy, they will only produce 200, which means once they run out, they actually do run out. Same goes for digital products. If there's a time limit on a sale, once that time limit ends, it runs out. Now, the first time they do this time limit, people probably didn't buy all that much because they didn't trust it. What these brands will do is they'll reach out to the people that were interested and they'll tell them, hey, sorry, you missed out on the sale. However, we do these sales every few months. So if you'd like to make sure that you can actually catch it the next time, make sure to subscribe. Be part of our email list. That way you won't miss the next time we have a sale. And now these potential customers know for sure that it wasn't fake. I'll just say these guys' names because everyone knows they do this. Rolex actually stumbled upon this method by accident. Back then, their most popular models used to run out simply because they couldn't manufacture enough of them. So the demand was far higher than the supply. It was real scarcity. Now, do you think that Rolex still has a manufacturing issue to this day? No, they can easily sell everyone that wants a watch as many as they like. Now, they purposely put a limit on it. They put you on a fake wait list, they make you buy other watches to maintain that same demand that they had. And that's how fake real scarcity works. It's essentially enforcing an internal scarcity to make it believable the next time around. This one is sneaky, but it's a relatively straightforward one, so I'll keep it short. It's when a brand hasn't proven anything yet, and instead of building up their own legitimacy and authority, they just use someone else's. It can look something like this. A study has been done, and it proves that one of our ingredients is shown to be the most effective. Or, this is the system that this person or company uses to generate millions. Most people won't check because it sounds pretty legit. They're stating big numbers, percentages, people that you know and trust, studies, when in reality they're just absorbing credibility from something or someone else. This is when an ad makes someone feel like they're in control because they're giving them options. The first thing this does is it almost eliminates competitors because they already are giving you several pricing points, so you're bound to find the right one through them. The second thing this does is to do with the options they give you, which are not equal at all. Often this is how it looks. Let's say it's a software company that's giving you 3 different pricing plans. So for 100 per month, you get to have a basic dashboard, limited features, and email support. For the second plan, it's $200 per month, and you get the dashboard, the main features, automation tools, analytics, priority support, and team access. The third plan is for £500 a month, which gets you everything that the second plan gets you, plus 2 advanced features that you might or might not use. Option 1 immediately feels too limited. Option 3 feels just unnecessary and expensive. Now, option 2 feels like an absolute bargain, and you get to feel smart for making the most logical choice. And this is frequently used in all kinds of industries. Another form of a forced choice is by giving you emotionally loaded options. For instance, do you want to keep struggling, or do you finally want to get out of your situation? And I know for the person who's watching this video, you're thinking this is obvious emotional manipulation. But keep in mind that not all buyers are sophisticated like you, and they feel like they have to answer, which is why it's so effective. And they certainly don't want to answer, yes, I want to keep struggling. So the illusion of choice is when people are given several options but then led into a particular choice that felt like it was their own, but it wasn't. Now, is it inherently evil to use psychology to affect someone's choice? Not really, especially if you wish to make a compelling argument, then you have to know how the human psychology works. In fact, a lot of these methods could be used ethically if the claims are legit or if the product or service are actually helpful. It's just that too often they are perverted by bad players. This channel is all about how brands can influence people through content and ads, so if that's something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe. Also, do you remember that AP and Swatch craze that was happening a while ago? Well, I did a whole breakdown on the psychology of that campaign and others like it. Click the video on screen to learn more about that. You'll be surprised. I'll see you there.